The game's dungeons are even designed to accommodate this style of play. Again, we use the Marsh Cave to illustrate. You enter the cave in the center of its winding first floor, with stairways at the north and south ends. Both paths lead to dead ends, both with plenty of treasures to collect, but only the south end contains the item you need to progress the story. No matter which path you choose to take first, you'll have to pass by the cave's entrance on your return trip to explore the other path, giving you the perfect opportunity to leave and rest up before clearing out the other side. Hell, the very fact that there are treasures in the Marsh Cave that require you to return later with the Mystic Key is a much more blatant way of telling the player that multiple trips per dungeon is actually the intention here. The Gurgu Volcano is another good example of this sort of dungeon design. It's 6 floors deep, but on each one, the entrance and exit are actually pretty close to one another. It's only when you decide to go after the treasures that the game makes you go off the beaten path. The first floor is just an empty crater, and the second is just a straight shot to the next floor, but with a bunch of loot in a winding room to the north that you can choose to completely ignore on return visits. There are 2 more floors that have no treasures at all, one of which is pretty much a straight-up maze, which in itself also lends itself to this multiple trips style of play, since you're more likely to remember the correct path on return visits. The final floor starts you off in the middle, with treasures and the boss scattered in the various corners, leaving you to decide to explore only the sections that matter to you at the moment. And all the while, the dungeon is strewn with these lava floors, which deal chip damage as you walk on them, but also remove the possibility of random encounters entirely. So it's up to you to decide which option would be less risky in the long run. The game is actively encouraging you to play the game in bursts like this, and to me, it honestly feels like the intended, and frankly much more fun way to play this game. Yeah, it can seem pretty grindy if you choose to grind, but if you just do what the game expects you to do instead and play it safe with your trips to and from each inn, suddenly it all starts to click a whole lot more. This risk-reward style of play is a big facet of the appeal of old-school RPGs. Is it a lot riskier to play the game like this? Yes, but is it much more engaging and entertaining than just walking in circles for hours at a time? Absolutely.